Today's fight news starts with Israel Adesanya announcing via Instagram that he will return at UFC 305 on August 17th against Dricus du Plessis for the middleweight title. UFC President Dana White also confirmed it, and it looked like he had some other plans for the announcement, but Izzy could not wait. Also at UFC 305 on August 17th in Perth, Australia, Kai Kara-France will face Steve Erceg. The fight was announced via UFC broadcast. When Steve Erceg was asked about Alexandre Pantoja being a very nice dude, Erceg said that he was nice to me, but afterwards he said some stuff like I hit like a girl. I don't know what girls he has been around, but his face was full of blood, so I still wanna punch him on the face. Another fight is a rumor that Bo Nickel will face Rodolfo Vieira at UFC 309 on November 9th in New York. Bruno Ferreira said in his recent interview that he wanted to fight Bo Nickel but found out that Bo is already fighting Vieira in November. Next is a short notice replacement. Octagon MMA bantamweight champion Felipe Lima signs with the UFC, replacing Melsik Baghdasaryan against Mahmoud Muradov this Saturday at UFC Saudi Arabia. Baghdasaryan is out of the fight due to a shoulder injury. Now let's talk about shakeups in the UFC flyweight rankings after the UFC Vegas 93. Massive move up in the flyweight list for Tetsuro Taira following his UFC Vegas 93 victory in the latest update. Taira advances 8 spots up to the number 5 position, while the man he beat falls 2 spots at number 7. Taira definitely deserved to be in the top 10, but I don't think a fluke win was good enough to crack the top 5. The man he beat, Alex Perez, released a statement after his injury loss. He said that he is getting an MRI and gonna start the recovery process. He says he's not sure how long it will take, but he will definitely be back for sure. UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira currently weighs 227 pounds, 11th day out from UFC 303 weigh-ins day. He shared this footage on Instagram, which means relatively it would be a smooth weight cut ahead of his fight with Jiri Prochazka. The man he replaces, Conor McGregor, also shared his new photo on Instagram where we can see he got rid of the hair again. When a question about his injury was asked to Dana White, he said that Conor McGregor is hurt right now and it is absolutely real. They are now refunding everyone who bought the UFC 303 tickets just to see Conor McGregor. When Dana was asked about Khamzat Chimaev's injury, Dana says that he doesn't know much about Khamzat's situation. He says that Khamzat is sort of out of touch, so it is tough to deal with. On the other hand, Khamzat's team members stated that food poisoning is the real reason why Khamzat Chimaev pulled out of the Robert Whittaker fight. On the MMA, Paulo Costa was also asked about Khamzat Chimaev's situation, and he says that Khamzat Chimaev is the perfect kind of fighter to bring back the old Paulo Costa, the old ferocity. Current featherweight champion Ilia Topuria shows gratitude towards himself in his latest Instagram post. The prospect in the same division, Diego Lopez, also shared some pictures of himself on the Instagram, and he is looking in great shape 12 days out from his UFC 303 clash with Brian Ortega. Lopez says that if I win in a solid way like I finished the last ones, I believe there is no doubt that I will deserve a title shot. He also says that I definitely think this could define who has got the best jiu-jitsu in the division. Now let's move towards boxing. Gervonta Davis was asked about a potential Shakur Stevenson fight after KOing Frank Martin, and Davis says that everybody in this room knows how it would go. When asked about Ryan Garcia, Davis says that he is crazy asking about the rematch. I'll kick his ass again. And finally, Gervonta Davis has welcomed a potential fight versus Vasyl Lomachenko, which is already in talks for November. He says, yeah, for sure, I'm willing to fight all of them. My prediction for Loma, ass whooping time. Eddie Hearn told reporters that he could now make Davin Haney vs Liam Paro in Australia as a WBC and IBF super lightweight world title unification fight after Paro beat Sabriel Matias overnight. But Paro may have to face IBF mandatory challenger Richardson Hitchens first. A big boxing fight is also officially announced. Luis Alberto Lopez will defend his IBF featherweight world title versus Angelo Leo on August 10th in New Mexico. Dana White shared Benavidez' post on his Instagram and says, "I met Benavidez when he was 13 and he told me he would be a world champion. Love this kind of shit." Hashtag manifesting. And last and maybe the least too, the UFC have released the full list of athletes that fans will be able to meet at UFC X during International Fight Week. And that's all for today. If you want to watch more videos like that every day, you already know what you're supposed to do. So do it first and then do whatever you want.